First of all, we have side passes. So the idea of a side pass is she starts over here along this track. She starts on that side of the track and she goes to the other. Now, we're not going to teach these fully, but she does a walk, walk, triple step, triple step. So I start her motion. She does a walk, walk for those first 2 counts, and I get out of her way on count 2. Then she passes me for the second 2 counts. Triple step, I come back to face her, and then we anchor and stretch. So we'll do that again. She comes towards me. She does the triple step, and then we do the ankle. So that is called a left side pass because she's passing on my left side. So if we do that, I'm over here, I step out of her way, and she passes by my left shoulder. Now, her footwork of that is going to be exactly the same, no different at all if we do an underarm pass, also called a right side pass. So instead of me stepping out of the way and letting her pass my left shoulder, I'm just going to step out of the way. She's going to travel under the arm to get to the other side. So her step for a left side, right side underarm pass is exactly the same. Walk, walk, tripling pass, anchor in place. Same footwork here. So what I'm telling you guys is with this pattern, if you learn this one pattern, then there's a bunch of different ways you can do that. So I'm rolling her into me. It's all just the same pattern multiple times. It just looks. Number 1, first step that you've got to learn is a side pass. In this example, we used a left side pass. Now, third thing we got to learn is what we call a rolling pass. If she is doing a left side pass, I get out of her way for 1, 2, then she passes me for 3 and 4, 5 and 6. Okay, so that's a left side or some sort of side pass. The only difference between a side pass and a rolling pass is I'm going to have her rolling or turning for section 2. So I bring her towards me for section 1, then I lead her for this 1.5 turns for section 2, and then we anchor in place. Okay, so her footwork is exactly the same for sections 1 and 3. My footwork for the left side pass is exactly the same as a rolling pass. I mean, it's literally exactly the same. I just lead her forward for 1. I prep her or prepare for the turn for count 2. Section 2, I lead her for 1.5 rotations, and then we still do that anchor in place. So if you look at the left side pass, she comes towards me. We have the stuff that happens, and then we have the anchor. You know, for a rolling pass, she comes towards me. Now the stuff that happens is actually a turn, and then we have the anchor. Now there are a lot of different variations of this, so this is the third thing you've got to know. So here's your basic rolling pass. She comes towards me, she turns 1.5 turns, she anchors in place. I've switched hands. So she comes towards me, she does 1.5 turns, we anchor in place. She comes towards me, there's 1.5 turns and an anchor in place. She comes towards me, there's 1.5 turns and an anchor in place. So there's a lot of different ways to do that. So with a sugar push, she comes towards me for the first 2 counts. I pick up that hand. Now she's trying to get to the other side of the slot, but I block her path, she presses into me, and then I send her back. All right? So normally with like a side pass that we did earlier, she goes from here, I get out of her way to allow her to go where it is she's trying to go. But from here, I take her in, absorb her in, and send her back. Now, with a sugar push, we have the basic idea if she comes towards me and then she moves back. Now, we can also do a push tuck, which is essentially that same motion where we're here, right? So there's a lot of different variations. We'll do a left side pass. I could take her on my back. This is still a sugar push. I'm just leading her off the back. We could lead push tucks from the opposite hand, but the idea is it is still exactly the same pattern. So if you learn the sugar push, on to the fourth thing. Now we have whip patterns. Now, the whip is an 8-count pattern. Now, so she comes towards me, I bring her back, there's your variation, and there's your anchor. Okay, so that's 8 counts of 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So she starts over there, she goes to that side, and then I send her back. Now, from that pattern, you can create a lot of stuff. She comes towards me. Here's the basic. She comes back, variation, anchor. She comes towards me. She comes back, underarm turn, and anchor. She comes towards me. She comes back, outside turn, anchor. She comes towards me. She comes back, behind the backhand change, anchor. Here's the inside whip. She comes towards me. She comes back. There's a variation, and there's the anchor. So she's gonna come towards me just like a left side pass. I'm gonna wrap her up 3 and 4, and then she unwraps and she comes, into the anchor step for section 3. So it is come towards me. I've got 2 hands. I wrap her up into this cradle or wrap position, and then I unwind her. All right. Now that would be, there's a lot of different variations of this. She comes towards me, I wrap her up, and there's an anchor. I take her on the shoulder, 4, and a variation. I can take her on this hand and wrap her up. Take her from this hand and wrap her up. It is literally just the same thing over and over and over. Okay, so just wind it back a little bit. Here's your 5 things. You have side passes. That's a left side pass, underarm or right side pass, depending on where in the country you're from. You can roll into it. Her footwork is still exactly the same here. This is all just the same pattern over and over, regardless of how I'm holding her hand. The second thing we can do are sugar pushes. I draw her in, I send her back, and then we anchor. It's another way to do that. Another way to do that. There's another way to do that. It's still just the same concept, okay? Rolling passes. She comes towards me, 1.5 turns, anchor. 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 She comes towards me. So this is just the same stuff over and over, just looks like something different. Whip patterns. She comes towards me, she comes back, variation, anchor, comes towards me, comes back, variation. You guys get the point. And then you have, obviously, your wrap in and out. And so from there, here's what I suggest you guys do. Learn these 5 things.